In episode 37 of The Probe, we take a look at UMass-Lowell's all-conference senior guard, Obadiah Noel, who is, in my opinion, one of the top players in the country. At 6'3", 6'4", he has ideal size to play both guard spots in the NBA, and when you add in his skill, athleticism, toughness, IQ, and feel for the game, you could be looking at a potential first-round pick. He's that talented. Noel could continue the trend of low major guards like Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, CJ McCollum, etc., having great success in the NBA. Let's get started. Strength. Noel races up the floor and throws an absolutely beautiful pass to Christian Lutetti for the score. All the defense could do was watch. In the league, as a guard, you have to be versatile and be able to get your own and help your teammates get theirs. Noel can do both equally effective. Now Noel is at the top of the key. Lutetti comes and set his screen and pops out to the top of the key as Noel moves right. He hits the St. Francis defender with a step back, between the legs crossover, creating space, and knocks down the jumper. Pro move to create a shot. Noel has a lot of these in his bag. Out of bounds play. Noel comes off the screen and curls towards the basket and dunks it home with two hands. Noel is as deadly a leap as he is skilled. Lethal combination. Noel at Michigan receives the ball at the elbow outside three-point range. Forward Connor Withers comes and set a screen. As Withers rolls towards the basket, Noel does a great job of pacing himself and probing the floor while keeping the Michigan guard Eli Brooks on his backside. Once he sees an opening, he gets to his spot and knocks down the jumper over Brooks. Pro-level feel and execution on display. With the ball, Noel gets a screen from Riverhawks forward Allen Blunt. Noel drives left into the paint, but is cut off by multiple UMBC defenders. Noel counters with a reverse spin away from the defense, which creates enough space for him to elevate and knock down a fadeaway jumper. His instincts to make plays is off the charts. Noel's pushing the ball in transition against Maine. Three Maine defenders hustle back to challenge Noel at the basket. It doesn't matter. Noel scores over them with a nice left-hand layup. And one. Guards at the next level have to make tough shots at times in a lot of traffic. Noel shows right here that he has the ability to do so. Noel runs up to receive the pass, but is denied. Noel instinctively V-cuts back towards the basket. Riverhawks guard Jordan Owens delivers the pass, and Noel dunks it home over the defender. Noel drives right against Stony Brook. As he looks to turn the corner, he's cut off near the basket. Noel does a good job of surveying the floor through all of this and sees Lutetti cut a baseline. He finds Lutetti in stride with a beautiful bounce pass for the score. These are the type of plays that makes Noel special. Noel drives hard right and hits New Hampshire's Jaden Martinez with a behind-the-back crossover that turns Martinez around, leaving him out of position defensively, allowing for Noel to score easily inside. Noel's isolation game is second to none. Binghamton is pressing, trying to keep the ball out of Noel's hands. As Jordan Owens crosses half court, Noel runs to the middle of the free throw line and makes himself big so Owens can see him. As Owens finds Noel, Binghamton center Yarden Willis steps up to cut him off from making a move. Noel dribbles hard left and hits Willis with a quick spin that leaves Willis stuck, allowing Noel time to finish inside. As I said before, he has a lot in his bag offensively. Weaknesses. Here's Noel defending against Michigan in the left corner. He does a good job of communicating with Riverhawks point guard Jordan Owens to switch his dribble handoff between Michigan guards Xavier Simpson and Eli Brooks. As Owens gets held up on a John Teskey screen chasing Eli Brooks, Riverhawks forward Connor Withers picks him up. Teskey then rolls towards the basket. Noel on the backside of the play sees Teskey rolling and hedges toward him at first. However, he bites on a pass fake from Brooks towards Simpson, who is standing out at the corner ready to shoot, leaving Teskey wide open for an easy layup. That's just a lack of awareness. He should have stayed with the player closest to the basket, which was in this case Teskey, and deny best you can. Give your teammates a chance to recover defensively. Worst case scenario, if Simpson gets an open three, who's a 36% shooter on the season, you live with the results. At best, he will hit 4 out of 10 shots from deep. Teskey will make that layup 9 times out of 10. Noel's defending LIU guard Vershawn Cotton at the top of the key. Cotton finds LIU guard Julian Batts curling out for a chance for a three. Lutetti does a great job of taking away his airspace. Bats passes it back out to Cotton. Cotton next gets a step on Noel, forcing Riverhawks forward Josh Gans to step up to help slow down Cotton. Kai easily drops it off the Flowers for the lay-in. Noel got beat too easily on that drive. He's too athletic for that. Good defenders always stop the first move. He should have been able to do that and force a counter, which in college would have resulted in either a bad shot or a pass back out to run another offensive set. In the pros, the goal is to force multiple counters. If you're beat consistently off the first move, etc., you won't be on the floor very long. Once again, Noel is defending Cotton. This time LIU calls for a pick and roll set. As LIU forward Jack Valentine comes to set a screen on Noel with Riverhawks forward Allen Blunt right with him, Cotton splits both defenders and goes all the way in for the score. No one rotates to contest Cotton at the basket either. Complete breakdown defensively. You see Noel took his left and see the screen coming. Noel should have slid and jumped on top of the screen from Valentine, which Blunt hugging Valentine would have made it difficult for Cotton to split both defenders. Noel more than likely would have forced Cotton to bring the ball back out to look for another option offensively, or the window would have been so tight that Cotton would have turned the ball over trying to split both. That's what defense is about, taking away options and making it tough as possible for offenses to execute throughout the game. Noel defends LIU guard Jashawn Augusto in the corner. LIU forward Tim Flowers does a dribble handoff with Augusto and sets up a pick on Noel to force a switch between Lutetti and Noel. Augusto drives into the paint, forcing Lutetti to go with him. Noel is now switched on the bigger Flowers. Augusto passes out to Valentine. Valentine drives left, and Noel makes a similar mistake as before, leaving it big. He's defending near the basket to help cut off an opposing player driving to make a play. You have to trust your teammates to make the right rotations, and you do your job. With Noel stepping up, Valentine lobs it over the defense to Flowers, who easily scores inside. Again, awareness. Noel has a game tailor-made for the NBA. He's versatile enough to play both guard spots and athletic enough to defend both guard spots. He can score from all three levels efficiently, and his vision and passing ability makes him a nightmare to slow down. The knock on him from front offices, I'm sure, will be the lack of games against top competition at each level from high school, AAU, and now in college, and his attention to detail defensively. I won't let this deter me from taking Noel personally. Against Ohio State last season, he had 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists on 50% shooting from the field and three-point range. And against Michigan, Noel posted 16.7 rebounds and 3 steals on 50% shooting from the field. I'm sure he was at the top of the scouting report in both games, yet he still had good performances against high major competition. Defensively, he has room to grow, but when I look around the league, so do the majority of players there. I think it was a smart move for him to come back to school to improve his stock, leaving after his junior season with the uncertainty in the process due to the COVID pandemic would have greatly hurt his chances at being drafted. One, the knocks I mentioned on him would have been louder, and two, he wouldn't have any workouts to show front offices otherwise against other guards in the draft. A strong showing this season will, and with hopes of a more normal draft process next year, I can see Noel being taken late first or early second round in the 2021 NBA draft. He's that talented.